if I knew that this was gonna be the outcome, like, I would have never done something like this, but you don't know when you're in the moment, and like...
It's no secret that Rihanna has always hated the Kardashian Jenners, but when it comes to Kendall Jenner, Rihanna has been pretty vocal about it. From dragging Kendall on social media to making stank faces whenever Kendall was on the runway, Rihanna has never hidden her hatred for Kendall. Over the years, a lot of people have speculated that maybe it had something to do with Kendall's history with Rihanna's baby daddy, A$AP Rocky. But Rihanna is now revealing the real reason why she has never liked Kendall, and it is way messier than you think.
Like, it was so... like, I just felt so stupid.
Their feud actually started all the way back in 2012 when Kendall took to Twitter to seemingly threaten Rihanna into performing her favorite song. She tweeted, "If Rihanna doesn't perform Complicated tomorrow, I'm going to be very upset." While some people felt like the tweet was just Kendall fangirling over Rihanna, especially since she was just 16 at the time, Rihanna felt differently and clapped back at Kendall in the most savage way possible by saying, "What don't come?" But this was just the start of a long, nasty feud between the two. They got into it again in 2015 when Rihanna pulled out of the Victoria's Secret fashion show last minute after her friend, the British model Jordan Dunn, got kicked out of the Victoria's Secret show so she could be replaced by Kendall. Within hours of the news hitting the internet, Rihanna canceled her performance to support Jordan. Jordan later took to Twitter to say, feeling so much better about not doing BS. Sorry, I mean VS, now that Rihanna isn't doing it also. And even though Rihanna's team tried to do some damage control at the time by saying she canceled because she was working on her 8th studio album, Anti, people did not buy it and took to social media to applaud her for riding for her friend like the person who said, apparently Rihanna canceled her performance in the VS show after knowing that Jordan Dunn was replaced with Kendall Jenner. Gotta love Riri. Things got even worse when Kendall got called out for disrespecting other models in her August 2018 cover story for Love magazine, where she said, "Since the beginning, we've been super selective about what shows I would do. I was never one of those girls who would do like 30 shows a season or whatever the F those girls do." Like, of course you're not doing 30 shows a season. You're literally a Nepo baby. And just so y'all know, Kendall was already on thin ice, especially after she was named the highest paid model over veterans like Gisele Bündchen, Adriana Lima, and the queen of catwalk herself, Naomi Campbell. So Kendall's comment pissed off a lot of people since it was a reminder of how much the nepotism she has enjoyed in her career made her so out of touch with reality. One person said, "Those girls who took 30 shows a season are not just doing it for a living, it's also their appreciation towards opportunities and chances. Not everyone is born a Kardashian princess, Kendall. They have to be prepared for all opportunities brought to them and fight for their success." As if this wasn't bad enough, Kendall got dragged to filth again when she was given the Fashion Icon of the Decade award over Rihanna at New York Fashion Week. Now, no one is denying that Kendall has had her fair share of iconic looks, but it's nothing compared to what Rihanna has been serving over the years. I mean, there's a reason why Rihanna was crowned the queen of the Met Gala. The worst part about this is Kendall was just 21 when she won this award, which would mean she has been serving us looks since she was 11, which is simply not true. It's very clear they only gave her the award because of her social media influence and family name. And even though Rihanna didn't immediately clap back at this mess, she did not hold back from shading Kendall. We all know Rihanna has a sharp mouth, so it was just a matter of time before Kendall got a taste of it. According to a source who spoke to Star Magazine, Rihanna threw some major shade at Kendall during the 2018 Met Gala when she seemingly body shamed Kendall. A source told Star Magazine that Rihanna said, "Good thing I have the curves to pull this outfit off. I would hate to be a stick figure." The source also said Rihanna stared at Kendall after saying this, laughed in her face, and walked away. Even though people felt like Rihanna deserved the Fashion of the Decade award, they were not here for her body shaming Kendall and called her out for it. But in typical Rihanna fashion, she ignored the critics and shaded Kendall again at the 2022 Fashion Week when she was seen making a stink face while Kendall was walking the runway. Rihanna looked very unimpressed and made no effort to hide it.
People think that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are throwing shade at Kendall Jenner, and here's why. At the last show that Kendall Jenner walked at, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were in the crowd. And people noticed they looked like this when Kendall Jenner walked by. Notice Rihanna's face. So when people caught wind of that, the Twitter memes began. People said Rihanna's face during Kendall Jenner's walk. Riri said, "I know y'all lying." This was Rihanna's face while Kendall Jenner walked the runway. Also, on a side note, if you don't remember, back in 2016, Kendall Jenner and A$AP Rocky were in some type of a relationship. Maybe it's a little jealousy, maybe there's some bad blood, or maybe it's a total coincidence.
This got a lot of fans talking, with some of them wondering why Rihanna has always hated Kendall. Many fans started to speculate that maybe it was because Kendall used to date her baby daddy A$AP Rocky. See, for those of you who don't know, Kendall and A$AP used to hook up around 2016 after they were spotted spending time together multiple times, from Paris to New York to Miami and even Los Angeles. They just couldn't get enough of each other. They were also seen being all over each other at the 2017 Coachella, with multiple sources saying they were together the whole night. But what really confirmed it was when Kim Kardashian posted a video on Snapchat of Kylie bending while taking a photo of Kendall and A$AP making out. So according to some fans, maybe this is why Rihanna has always hated Kendall. At this point, a lot of people were over it and started dragging Rihanna for being a hater and always coming at Kendall for no valid reason. Meanwhile, some people came to Rihanna's defense and said they didn't feel sorry for Kendall because this is her karma for also being a bad person. For those who didn't know, Kendall has a lengthy history of being mean and arrogant to other people. Like, she was called out a few months ago for body shaming Selena Gomez after appearing in a TikTok alongside Hailey Bieber and Justine Skye, where they lip synced to the sound, "I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right." And even before that, Kendall was also put on blast by Julia Carolyn, a hostess from Nobu in Manhattan, who accused Kendall of being rude and cold every time she would come in. According to Julia, Kendall would hardly speak to any of the servers and would make someone else do all the talking for her.
So next up we have Kendall Jenner. This is another one where I unfortunately did not have the best experience with them. She used to come in all the time and was pretty cold towards staff. She also usually has someone speak for her and doesn't speak directly to staff. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and say she's just shy. For my experiences with her, I have to give her like a 4.
But is this really why Rihanna hates Kendall and sees her as the evil sister? Because if we're being real, there are a lot of other celebrities who had also been accused of being awful people, but Rihanna doesn't go out of her way to make their lives miserable like what she does to Kendall. Well, some sources close to Rihanna are finally spilling the tea, and the reason is way messier than you probably think. According to sources, Rihanna thinks Kendall is a culture vulture who has only gotten to where she is because she and her family have stolen the black culture for themselves. Also, unlike Kendall, Rihanna had to work from the bottom to reach where she is today. She didn't have a machine behind her to push her to the forefront like what Kendall had. But what really pisses Rihanna off even more is that Kendall tries to discredit the impact of her family's name on the success of her career, even though she has never had to struggle a day in her life. Like, take this TikTok video, for example, by a native Mexican lady who put Kendall on blast for being a culture vulture and appropriating Mexican culture with her new tequila brand. She exposed Kendall for making her own whitewashed version of tequila and slapping her name on the brand, even though she has zero knowledge about the making and consumption of tequila.
Yesterday I posted this video about Kendall's new tequila brand. And a lot of Mexican people are upset and they're calling this cultural appropriation. Because Kendall is calling this the best tequila, it's authentic, and it's grown in Jalisco. And a lot of Mexican people are like, what the hell does Kendall Jenner know about growing agave in Jalisco and making tequila? And to add insult to injury, Kendall posted a video of her sampling her tequila, but it had ice cubes in it. And anybody who drinks tequila knows you do not drink tequila with ice. And then there were alcohol experts defending Kendall, saying, actually, if you put some ice cubes in tequila, it helps it water down and the flavors come through. Not white Americans telling Mexicans how they should be drinking their tequila. So obviously Kendall's getting a lot of heat due to her family's history with cultural appropriation. And in this case, it's granted, because what does Kendall Jenner actually know about the art, culture, and history of tequila making in Mexico? She just paid a Mexican company to do all the work, then she just slapped on her label and gets all the credit. For everyone saying, well, yeah, that's capitalism. That's the problem. POC do all the work and white people get all the credit.
So with all this considered, it's not hard to see why Rihanna sees Kendall as the evil sister. Sources also say this is why Rihanna banned Kendall from modeling in her Savage X Fenty show, even though she has allowed her best friends like Gigi and Bella to walk for her show multiple times. It's still uncertain if Rihanna will ever forgive Kendall, but many fans believe Kendall definitely wants to be close pals with Rihanna and is desperately waiting for the day when Rihanna will have a change of heart about her. I don't know about y'all, but I doubt that day will ever come. A lot of fans also rushed to express their thoughts like this, who said, Riri is a queen who works hard to get where she is, unlike Kendall. The Kardashian thinks the world revolves around them, and Rihanna proved that's not the case. Another person also said, I think Rihanna sees right through Kendall's success. Say what you want about her rise in the modeling industry, but her family and her privilege was one of the major factors that helped her. Yes, she obviously did show up to castings. Any model has to. It proves nothing. Rihanna worked hard for everything she has now, while Kendall had an early booster as a kickstart. Ooh, well, now I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about Rihanna despising Kendall and always throwing shade at her? And do you really think Rihanna sees Kendall as the evil sister because of her arrogant and mean behavior? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.